Alright, I'm going to show you my cab enclosure made for the four-wheeler. This was a lot of work. It's made out of wood, 2x2s and 1/4-inch plywood underlayment that I spent probably 50 hours on this, no less than that. You can see it. It's larger than most because I enclosed the utility box on the back, and I enclosed the utility box on the front. It's all out of the weather. The biggest expense was the plexiglass. I used a whole sheet, 4x8 sheet, plus some more, a third of a sheet, I guess. And then rather than paint it, I went with a plastic tarp, glued it and stapled it. Most of these on YouTube, there's a few of them on there, but almost nobody tells you much about it. So I'm going to try to inform you here, which is the purpose of a video, I think, on YouTube. One door, I didn't make a door on the other side. It's anchored 2 1/4-inch bolts down here, 2 more on the other side. A couple of 3-inch screws here and here going into the wooden frame of that box. 2 more here and here. 1 here, 1 here, and a couple up front going right down into the plastic rack. I took it off once, and it weighs about 120 pounds. Let me see, I put a mirror up there, cheap mirror. Of course, you can't pick it up by yourself. 2 guys can do it if they're feeling frisky, but I lifted it up with the tractor scoop. And it took maybe 10-15 minutes to get off, but putting it back on took a half hour probably, because of aligning your bolts and things like that. But I like it. I got access to my stuff up there, my stuff in the back. I put a thermometer in it. One cold day it was 10 degrees. I had it in the shed, I had a fire going. It was about 40 in here when I backed it out into the 10-degree cold. And it only lost 3 to 5 degrees in a half-hour ride. And so it retained the heat pretty good. Of course, the engine giving you heat, and the clutch belt area gives off heat. The exhaust on the other side gives off probably the most heat. But the downside of these, there's 2 really significant downsides, which you ought to know if you're thinking about building one, is the noise. This thing is like being inside of a bass drum. If you ever played in a band, they stuck you in front of the bass drum like they used to do me all the time. It's noisy as hell, really noisy. Every little vibration is amplified. So I wear those headphones up there hanging on the handlebar. What I may do in the future is glue some acoustic foam inside of it, particularly on the sides where the engine are. But the noise is a bad thing. I did a little decibel check, and with the phone app, decibel check. If you stand behind this machine while it's idling, you get about 86 decibels. You get inside, it goes up to 89, and then you rev it up Not wide open, mind you, but just, you know, medium throttle. And it cracks 99. I never did see 100 on it, but if I revved it all the way, it probably would have cracked 100. Well, that's enough to damage your ear, so you need hearing protection. If you don't, you'll pay the price, like I have. The other downside is fumes. It does get fumes inside of it. And it's really hard to stop them. See, I put some little extensions on the tailpipes. That helps. And then all kinds of stuffings, foam here and there. Now down there on the floorboards, of course, they're perforated. That cold day I took it out, I had some carpet laid on there, some indoor, outdoor that I'd cut to fit. And I put a homemade vent in the roof, and I also made a little stop here that you can ventilate the door. Just hold it shut with a bungee, but you do need ventilation in these. It depends on if you're backing up and the wind and a lot of other things, but fumes get in here, and you'll notice when you, at the end of the day or the next morning, your eyes will burn. You'll know it. Not healthy, not a good thing. But overall, I like it. When it's really cold, you want to get out and ride, especially if you want to plow snow, something like that. I cracked the plexiglass there. I cracked the front too. Too stubborn to get help, and I was cutting it by myself on the table saw. And cracked it. Pretty expensive mistake. And on a warm day like today, it's going to be 60 degrees here. It'd get warm in here with the ventilation wide open. It not comfortable. You're down to your shirt sleeves, and it's a cold weather deal. It's going to come off every spring and go back on in the late fall. But you know, as far as comfort when it's really cold, when it's 10 degrees, you ride your four-wheeler. How fast are you going to go? 5 miles an hour? Well, this, you can jump in it. You can go down the road as fast as you want. You can go 40. You don't get cold. And you don't get many fumes just going down the road either. You stop, you back up, you know, for things like that, you get them. So, okay, thank you very much for watching this video. Appreciate it.